Welcome back to the State of Decay 2 series, This or That, the series where we take two resources, facilities or skills, discuss their pros, cons and unique features, and come to a final decision on which one is better. Today we're comparing the ammo resource and fuel resource, similar in the fact they can be used offensively and defensively, with one more specialised in spread and mobility, and the other specialised in range and destruction. We're going to talk about ammo first, everything it can do, and then do the same with fuel. We'll then talk about a scenario where the ammo resource doesn't exist, and then one where the fuel resource doesn't exist. Finally, weighing them up and coming to a final decision on which one is better. So much to cover today, so let's get into it. Now, I'm sure that when most of us hear the words ammo resource, the first thing we think of is ammo. Crazy, right? Bullets, sniper rounds, shotgun shells, guns. And with guns being such a staple weapon, that makes a great case for the ammo resource. We can also make explosives like C4 and pipe bombs, great for killing plague carts and juggernauts. I've already ranted and raved about how good pipe bombs are in previous videos, but just know that they're one of the most cost-effective weapons in the entire game. Ammo can also keep our watchtowers and sniper posts up and running, supply us with guard points within our base where some of our community members will be on constant zombie watch. Very cool. These watchtowers will also reduce our threat rate, which isn't as important anymore, at least not after update 33, but if we have infestations near us it may play a factor in when they choose to attack. If we do have a zombie attack, we can also forfeit some ammo to avoid taking part in the siege and putting our characters at risk, which is a nice option to have. Some of the less obvious mechanics we get with ammo is the ability to clear infestations with it, using the radio, and setting up outpost traps which will prevent wandering zombie hordes from infesting it for a little longer. But I don't think these two features are that useful. I hardly ever use them because I think they're just a waste of the ammo resource. Clear the infestations yourself and you'll not only gain influence and standing, but you'll also gain random little rewards like ammo, meds and guns, which can be very useful. Now fuel can do slightly less, but are the things it does more useful? Well, let's see. The fuel resource allows us to make fuel. Pretty self-explanatory. Fuel for our vehicles, gas cans for our cars. And with cars being so useful for mobility, combat and scavenging, that definitely earns fuel some points. Fuel can also be used in consumable weapons though. Molotovs, fuel bombs, thermite grenades, and generally speaking these are better for killing mass amounts of zombies because they're quieter than bombs, which is very important on higher difficulties, where a single sound can cause an entire zombie army at your doorstep. Better to be quiet. Fuel can also keep our power generators and outposts running. I mean, it's useless if you have the Builder Boon amenities, but if you don't, I guess it would be useful. There's a couple of other facility mods like the salvage furnace and countertop oven that use fuel either for better part income on salvaged weapons or increased morale, so it has its uses there. And similar to the ammo resource, we can also set up traps at our outposts to temporarily prevent infestations, which I've already said is pretty garbage. Now, it's perfectly fine singing both ammo and fuel's praises and saying that it's so great we live in a world with both.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
But in order to really see what resource we depend on, we have to look at a scenario where we don't have one of them. Starting with ammo. Now, without having this precious resource, we'll lose morale because we can't defend our community. Instead of negating a siege with ammo, our survivors will instead take damage, with some injuries being quite severe. Without ammo, our guns will run dry, and good luck trying to destroy plague carts and juggernauts without bombs. Now, assuming we can still loot as normal, albeit forfeiting the ability to find ammo rucksacks, we could still find and buy bullets and bombs, and the number of bullet variants we have and bomb types we've got will probably be able to last us quite a while in the field. So, in short, apart from a little morale penalty and a little bullet rationing, we should be just fine. Still, not ideal though, and quite hard to pull off. Now, without the fuel resource, our community won't care too much. Won't cause a big loss to morale, unless we already have a daily use for it like power outposts, salvage furnaces and generators, as I've already said. We couldn't make gas cans or incendiaries, but if we're going off the same principles as the ammo scenario, we can still find or buy gas cans and molotovs in a fairly plentiful supply, and we probably need less of these things anyway. Taking care of hordes might be a little harder, but with some accurate shooting or just blasting ammo from our suppressed machine guns, we still can. So, unless you're spending every single minute of every single day driving in State of Decay 2, loss of the fuel resource shouldn't be that big of a problem. So, time to make the final decision. What's better, fuel or ammo? Well, fuel offers us cars, which are a staple of any great community, incendiaries, which are an incredibly cheap and silent method of crowd control, and it allows us to supply our base with the power resource, which is essential for crafting high-powered explosives, having better facilities like the hydroponics, and powering facility mods like the game console and white noise machine. But with amenities we get power for free. Incendiaries are almost useless against juggernauts and ferals, and we can easily find gas cans throughout the map. Ammo, on the other hand, allows us to make mass amounts of bullets and bombs, which are great for destroying hordes, ferals, juggernauts and plague hearts. Watchtowers to make our community safer, and we now have the option to negate sieges with a little bit of ammo, which isn't the most cost effective, but it's still an option to have. To summarise, a world without the fuel resource is a world I could adapt to, but a world without the ammo resource? Oof, that's tougher. Maybe too tough, and maybe, just maybe, that gives it the edge for the ammo resource being the best, at least in my opinion. So there we have it folks, another comparison video done, this time ammo and fuel, a little bit different, odd structure compared to normal, but I hope you guys liked it. Now as always, I'd love to hear your debates, thoughts and opinions in the comments. What do you think deserved the win? What should I compare next? And is there anything I missed out when comparing the two? Let me know, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.